A couple in Barrie, Ontario closes on a new construction townhouse in April. They have saved for 6 years. The purchase price is $742,000. It is their first home. They walk through it on closing day, and the builder's representative is warm, professional, and in a hurry. Within the first 30 days, they notice the following: a crack running diagonally from the corner of the living room window to the ceiling, 8 inches long, visible from the couch. A basement floor drain that pools standing water after every rainfall. Kitchen cabinet doors that will not close flush, free of them. A bathroom exhaust fan that vents into the attic instead of outside. A gap between the exterior door threshold and the floor large enough to feel cold air through in May. They call their builder. The builder sends someone out. The drain, they are told, is grating. It will sort itself out. The cabinets are an aesthetic issue and not covered. The exhaust fan is within spec. The threshold gap is within tolerances. Every single defect is classified by the builder as either normal, aesthetic, or within tolerance. None of it, the builder tells them, is a warranty issue. They accept it. They spend $4,200 over the following 8 months having the exhaust fan rerouted by a licensed HVAC contractor, having a waterproofing company assess the drain, having a carpenter refit the cabinet hinges, and having a weatherproofing company reseal the threshold. They do not know about Tarion. More precisely, they know the word. It is on a sticker in their electrical panel. But they do not know that every single one of those defects was likely a warranted item under Ontario's statutory new home warranty. They do not know that the builder's classification of their defects as normal, aesthetic, or within tolerance is not the final word. They do not know that Tarion, not the builder, is the body that makes that determination when a homeowner disagrees. They do not know they had the right to escalate every single one of those claims. They do not know the deadlines for doing so are written into provincial law. That is not a failure to read the fine print. That is the system. That is not a failure to read the fine print. That is the system, and how it was designed to work when it was functioning the way the legislature intended. Before 1976, buying a new home in Ontario was largely a matter of trust. You trusted the builder. You trusted the subcontractors the builder hired. You trusted that the municipal building inspector who signed off on the permit had caught anything structurally significant. Most of the time, nothing catastrophic went wrong in the first few years. But when it did, when foundations cracked, when roofs failed, when basements flooded because drainage was installed incorrectly, the buyer's only recourse was civil litigation against the builder. That is an expensive, slow, and uncertain process at the best of times. For a first-time buyer who had just spent everything they had on a house that was now leaking, litigation was not a realistic option. Builders knew that. The Ontario government responded with the Ontario New Home Warranties Plan Act, enacted in 1976 and still the governing statute for new home warranty protection in the province today. The act created a mandatory warranty regime. Every builder who constructs new homes in Ontario must be registered with Tarion. Every new home sold in Ontario is automatically enrolled in the warranty program. The buyer pays nothing for the warranty. It is included in the transaction by operation of law. The builder cannot opt out. The buyer cannot waive it. It exists whether or not it is explained to you at closing. The warranty the act created was layered. 1 year for certain defects, 2 years for others, 7 years for major structural defects. Deposit protection for buyers whose builders fail before closing. Delayed closing compensation for buyers whose possession dates are pushed without proper notice. The system was designed on a principle the legislature stated plainly. A new home should be built to a standard. If the builder fails to meet that standard, the builder is responsible for the cost of correction. Let me give you the legal structure first, because every claim depends on understanding which warranty period applies and when it expires. The Ontario New Home Warranties Plan Act, as administered by Tarion, creates 3 distinct warranty periods for new freehold homes and condominium units. For several decades, the system worked with reasonable adequacy. Builder registration was enforced. Tarion investigated disputed claims. Homeowners who knew to escalate their disputes got results. Then 2 things happened simultaneously, and they dismantled the practical utility of the system for most buyers. The first was the consolidation of Ontario's construction industry. Through the 2000s and 2010s, residential construction in the province became dominated by large volume builders. Companies building hundreds or thousands of units per year operating at scale that created enormous pressure to close disputes quickly and cheaply. The builder's customer service department, once a small team handling genuine concerns, became a triage function whose primary job was to classify as many defects as possible, as normal, cosmetic, or within tolerance before a Tarion claim was formally filed. The language became standardized: normal settling, acceptable variance, cosmetic, not warranted, within the performance guidelines. The second was a knowledge gap that the system did nothing to close. Tarion publishes the Construction Performance Guidelines, a detailed document that defines exactly what standard of construction is required for every element of a new home. It specifies what cracks are and are not warranted. It specifies drainage performance standards. It specifies what constitutes a defect in millimeters and measurement. Most buyers have never read it. Most buyers have never been told it exists. Most buyers accept their builder's verbal classification of their defects as authoritative because the builder sounds confident, and because no one in the transaction tells the buyer they have the right to disagree. The warranty did not disappear. The Ontario New Home Warranties Plan Act is still on the books. The 7-year structural warranty is still enforceable. Tarion still investigates disputed claims and still orders builders to repair warranted defects. The money is real. The entitlement is documented. And most Ontario new home buyers have never used it correctly. Today I am going to walk you through exactly what your Tarion warranty covers and what happens when you know how to use it. Let me give you the legal structure first, because every claim depends on understanding which warranty period applies and when it expires. The Ontario New Home Warranties Plan Act, as administered by Tarion, creates 3 distinct warranty periods for new freehold homes and condominium units. The 1-year warranty begins on the date of possession, the day you take ownership of the home, covers defects in work and materials, covers violations of the Ontario Building Code that affect health and safety, covers unauthorized substitutions, situations where the builder used different materials than what was specified in your agreement of purchase and sale without your written consent. The 1-year warranty is the broadest in scope. Under its construction performance guidelines, which are incorporated into the warranty by reference, it covers a detailed list of specific performance standards for every element of your home: walls, floors, ceilings, windows, doors, exterior cladding, drainage, mechanical systems, and more. The 2-year warranty also begins on the date of possession, covers water penetration through the basement or foundation walls, windows, doors, and the roof, covers defects in the electrical, plumbing, and heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, covers defects in the exterior cladding, caulking, windows, and doors that result in water penetration, covers violations of the Ontario Building Code affecting health and safety, covers defects in work and materials in the Ontario Building Code designated structural elements. Water penetration is the most frequently litigated 2-year warranty item. A basement that floods after heavy rain, a window that leaks at the frame, a roof valley that admits water in a winter thaw. These are 2-year warranty items, and the builder's characterization of the problem as grading, weather-related, or normal is not the final determination. The 7-year warranty covers major structural defects, defined under the Act as defects in work or materials that result in the failure of a load-bearing part of the home structure or that adversely affect the use of a significant portion of the home. Foundation failures, structural wall failures, roof structure failures that affect habitability. These are 7-year warranty items. A foundation that begins to fail in year 4, a load-bearing wall system that was improperly installed. It is the most financially significant protection in the entire Act. Maximum warranty amounts for freehold homes, 1-year and 2-year warranty combined, $300,000. 7-year major structural defect warranty, $300,000. Total maximum warranty coverage per home, $600,000 under the current Tarion framework. This is the document that changes everything. Tarion publishes the Construction Performance Guidelines, a publicly available document that defines, in specific and measurable terms, what standard of construction is required for a warranted new home in Ontario. When your builder's representative tells you that the crack in your wall is normal settling, they are making a claim. The Construction Performance Guidelines are the standard against which that claim is tested. Let me give you specific examples because abstract descriptions of guidelines are how this information stays invisible. Cracks in drywall and plaster. The guidelines specify that cracks wider than 3 millimeters, or cracks at corners of door frames and window frames that are wider than 3 millimeters are warranted defects under the 1-year warranty. A crack that is smaller than 3 millimeters and does not recur after repair is typically not warranted. A crack that recurs after repair is a warranted defect regardless of size. Whether it meets the warranted threshold depends on measurement, not on a builder representative's visual assessment in the driveway. Sticking doors and windows. The guidelines specify that interior doors and windows must operate without undue force and must latch properly. Is making a claim the guidelines may directly contradict. Mechanical systems. An exhaust fan that vents into the attic rather than outside. An exhaust fan that vents into the attic rather than outside is a violation of the Ontario Building Code, specifically Section 9.32 of Division B, and potentially the 2-year warranty if it contributes to moisture or condensation issues. This is not within tolerance. This is a code violation. Air leakage. The guidelines address gaps and air infiltration at exterior doors and windows. Whether it meets the warranted threshold depends on measurement, not on a builder representative's visual assessment in the driveway. The construction performance guidelines are publicly available on Tarion's website at Tarion.com. They are free to download. They run to approximately 130 pages. They are the standard. When your builder tells you something is normal, aesthetic, or within tolerance, the correct response is to open the guidelines and check. The Tarion warranty system is deadline-driven. Missing a deadline does not eliminate your warranty rights entirely, but it can complicate your claim and provide your builder with procedural grounds to dispute it. Understanding the timeline is not optional. It is the difference between a claim that is processed and one that is disputed. The pre-delivery inspection. Before you take possession of your new home, you are entitled to conduct a pre-delivery inspection, a PDI, with a representative of the builder. The purpose of the PDI is to walk through the home and document any items that are incomplete, damaged, or not in accordance with your purchase agreement. Items documented on the PDI form are noted before possession and become the builder's explicit responsibility to address. Take the PDI seriously. Bring a flashlight. Bring someone with a construction background if you can. Test every switch, every faucet, every door, every window, every cabinet, every exhaust fan. Run water in every sink, tub, and shower. Flush every toilet. Look at every ceiling for staining. Open the electrical panel and look for anything that seems incomplete. Check the basement floor for cracks and the walls for efflorescence, white mineral deposits that indicate water movement. Check the basement floor for cracks and the walls for efflorescence, white mineral deposits that indicate water movement. Document everything in writing on the PDI form. The 30-day warranty form. Within 30 days of your possession date, you can submit a warranty form to Tarion listing any defects discovered after closing. This is separate from the PDI. The PDI captures what you found before possession. The 30-day form captures what you discovered in the first month of living there. This deadline is critical. Many defects, particularly those related to plumbing, mechanical systems, and interior finishes, become apparent only after you have been living in the home for several weeks. Document them in writing to your builder as soon as you notice them. Submit the 30-day form to Tarion before the deadline, the year-end warranty form. In the period between 30 days before your 1-year possession anniversary and the anniversary date itself, you can submit a year-end warranty form to the Tarion. This is your primary opportunity to have all outstanding 1-year warranty defects formally documented with Tarion. Do not rely on your builder to remind you this window is open. They will not. Mark your possession anniversary in your calendar the day you move in. Set a reminder 35 days before it. The 2-year and 7-year forms. Equivalent deadline windows exist for the 2-year and 7-year warranty periods. 4 2-year items. The submission window opens 30 days before the 2-year anniversary. 4 7-year items. Tarion accepts claims at any point during the 7-year period when a major structural defect becomes apparent. All warranty forms are available through My Home, Tarion's online portal, at Tarion.com. Creating an account is free. Submitting a form is free. This is the part most homeowners never reach, and the part the builder is counting on them not reaching. When you submit a warranty form identifying a defect, the builder has the first opportunity to respond. They will inspect the item. They will make a determination, warranted or not warranted. They produce a written report, a conciliation report, identifying each item as warranted or not warranted. For items found to be warranted, Tarion issues a warranty assessment order directing the builder to repair the item by a specified date. And two of its most important protections apply in the period between signing your purchase agreement and the day you get your keys. If your builder becomes insolvent, has their registration revoked, or fails to complete the home and return the deposit, Tarion covers the deposit loss up to that maximum. For a purchase price of $742,000 with a deposit of $74,200, a common 10% deposit structure, the full deposit is protected. If the builder fails, Tarion covers it. The My Home portal is designed for individual homeowners to manage and escalate their claims. Myth 3. /cosmetic defects are never covered. /cosmetic is a word builders use. This is where you submit all warranty forms, track your claim status, and request conciliation inspections. If you own a new home in Ontario purchased within the past 7 years and you do not have a My Home account, create one today. Submit the appropriate form, 30-day, year-end, or 2-year, for the warranty period you are currently in. Do not wait. Do not assume the builder will remind you. The deadline is fixed. Mark it in your calendar now. Tarion's consumer relations team can answer questions about the warranty process. 1-877-982-7466. Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. If your dispute involves potential builder fraud or a builder you believe may be operating without registration, contact the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing. The couple in Barrie who closed on their townhouse for $742,000. The crack in the living room wall. The pooling drain in the basement, the cabinet doors, the exhaust fan venting into the attic, the gap at the threshold. They spent $4,200 fixing defects they should never have paid for. Every one of those items was a potential warranty claim. The exhaust fan venting into the attic was a violation of the Ontario Building Code. The threshold gap was a documented performance standard item. The cabinet doors, depending on the degree of misalignment, potentially warranted under the 1-year defects in work and materials coverage. If this video showed you something your builder was counting on you never finding, send it to the person who just took possession of a new build and is already getting the phone runaround from their customer service department. Thank you for watching. Protect your investment. Know your rights under the Ontario New Home Warranty.